This is going to be the most valuable video out there when it comes to learning how to run Facebook ads. So whether you want to learn how to run Facebook ads to drive traffic to your dropshipping store, e-commerce brand, or you're a digital marketing agency that wants to offer these type of services, you know I got you. Now look, I know that Facebook ads can be pretty intimidating, but it's all because I've been in your shoes before. I'm gonna make you a bet. By the end of this video, you're gonna know exactly what steps to take when it comes to running your Facebook ads, and if implemented correctly, you're gonna get your first sale within a day of running ads with my system. And to make sure that you're leaving this video with everything that you need in order to do that, I'm gonna be dropping a free downloadable at 2,000 likes that will give you a breakdown of all the metrics that you'll be learning in this video, along with my 7-figure ad strategy. Dropshipping is constantly evolving, which means the way that you run your ads is too. And because of that, I've done a lot. I have done a lot of testing. And I've spent millions on paid ads over the last couple years, and by doing that, I've created multiple 6- and 7-figure brands that have made me my millions back. And if you stick with me all the way to the end, you're gonna be getting the entire strategy that I'm using right now. All the way from setting up your ads manager and running your ads to scaling and retargeting. This means that you'll be learning from someone who's actually tested these strategies and has proven that they have worked time and time again. I've even taught complete beginners these same strategies, and they've been generating life-changing results with them right now. And once you get through each step in this video, you should be bringing in an extra $5,000 to $10,000 a month with no problem. Hey look, I hope you have your notebooks out because I am done talking about it. It is time to show you. To successfully run ads, we gotta talk about the part that I know a lot of you probably don't like. And that's understanding the data tracking and the analytics that come along with running the ads. And I already know that it can be a lot to understand, but you don't wanna be one of those people just spending money just to spend money, do you? Yeah, I didn't think so. And because of that, we're gonna go ahead and get into each one of these metrics so that you have a full understanding of what they mean and why you should be looking for them. But first, I want to make sure that you have your tracking and your column set up correctly. So you remember the constant changes that I was talking about earlier when it comes to dropshipping and running ads? Well, the iOS 14 update was a major one that happened back in January 2021 that's still having a major impact on how we run our ads today. To put it simply, the update gave customers way more privacy when it came to their buying patterns, which means that us advertisers found ourselves limited on the analytics that are actually being tracked. And this posed a problem, being that data is how you build success in this industry. But I have to say, that's one thing I absolutely love about being in e-commerce, that when there is a problem, we are going to figure out a solution. And that's where UTM parameters came into play. By setting up a UTM parameter in your ad account, you're giving yourself the opportunity to track the exact path that any shopper takes from your ads all the way to your landing page. Now, you might be just wondering why you even need information like that. Well, I want you to think about it like this. Imagine there was a restaurant that you just really liked, but they didn't know that you liked them because they never had any surveys for you to fill out. And because you never filled out any of these surveys, they never sent you any promotional content to bring you back to the restaurant. So you got tired of paying full price and stopped going to the restaurant and ended up going to a whole nother restaurant that did have their survey set up, and they sent you promotional content and continued bringing you back every single time they sent you a promotion, just as if the restaurant was reading your mind. The same applies to UTM parameters. Just take out the surveys. If you want the right information to bring customers to your store and continue targeting the right types of groups to help build your brand awareness, you need to have your UTM parameters set up. Because if you don't, someone else will have them set up, and they'll have no problem taking your customers. So again, you already know I'm gonna show you how to set up all your campaigns here in a little bit, but let's act like we've already been setting one up. And as you can see, this is the ad level of your Facebook ad, and this is where you're gonna set up all of your UTM parameters. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna scroll all the way down to the bottom. And at the bottom, you're gonna see something called build a URL parameter. And on this screen, this is where we're gonna set up some of our parameters. So for campaign source, you're gonna go ahead and keep this blank. For campaign medium, we're gonna go ahead and set ad name. Campaign name, we're gonna go ahead and do campaign name. And then for campaign content, we're gonna go ahead and do ad set name. And then when you're all set up, you're gonna go ahead and click on apply. Now that's all you have to do to get these set up. And I'll show you what it looks like once they're actually working. So once they're set up, to actually see them working, this is what it's gonna look like. You're gonna come over here to the analytics tab, and you're gonna come down over here and click on view report. Now I'm gonna go ahead and uncheck everything besides session converted. And then I'm gonna scroll down over here to marketing campaign, and I'm gonna select the same 3 that I just set up. So again, campaign content, campaign medium, and campaign name. And then when I come over here to the right where sessions converted, I can go ahead and click on this. And as you can see, I can tell right away where I'm getting my purchases. So I can see the campaign name was no interest scaling campaign. The ad set was a $30 no interest. The ad name was video 1, and I got 2 purchases off of that. And with Facebook's data, I might have not been able to see that, so this is how I'm very clear with every single thing of data that's coming in. Alrighty, so now that you have your UTM parameters set up and the data that you're receiving is actually being tracked, let's make sure that your columns are set up so that you're able to look at your data that you're receiving in the most efficient way. Having these columns set up the right way is what's going to save you time while you're checking your ads to see what you need to cut in order to scale and grow your business. Yes, you heard me right. You're going to be cutting, scaling, and growing your business in the next couple of days if you follow along. So to set up your columns, you're going to head back into your ads manager. So to set up our columns the right way, the first thing we're going to go ahead and do is click on this bottom arrow right here. And then we're going to go ahead and click on discover more column presets. Then we're going to go ahead and click on create new preset. And what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and clear all of this out. So the first thing we're going to go ahead and do is set up our front end metrics. And our front end metrics are all the things that are happening before the customer comes to our website. We're going to go ahead and do delivery, last significant edit. We're going to do reach, impressions, average video watch time, 95% video views. And just so you know, I'll explain in a second what each one of these metrics means, so make sure you stay with me. We're gonna do quality ranking, engagement ranking, and conversion rate ranking. Now we're gonna come over here and do cost per click, cost per link click, click-through rate, and click-through rate link click. Then you wanna do CPMs, and then you wanna lastly go ahead and click on link clicks. Now this is gonna be measuring everything that's happening, again, before someone comes to our website. Now we have the back-end metrics, and this is gonna measure every single thing that's happening after somebody's already watched our ad. So it's gonna be cost per add to cart, and then add to cart. You want to make sure that you do unselect these two down here. You want to do cost per checkout initiated and the total. So again, uncheck these two. Next, you want to do purchases total. Then we're going to come back and type in amount spent, budget, and then we want to do cost per purchase, value of the purchase, and total ROAS. And again, uncheck all of these. Now, once you have all of these set up, you do not want to lose them, so you want to make sure you save them as a preset. So what you're going to do is scroll all the way to the bottom, click on this box, name it, and then click apply. Now, having the column set up is only half the battle. Understanding what the data means and why you should be looking at it is the other half. Quickly before we get into that, if you are liking this information that you're getting from this video so far, and you want to win a giveaway and the opportunity of winning a chance of winning a free one-on-one consulting call with myself and my team to cover all this information or anything else that you have questions over, smash the like button down below, and in the comment section, comment the word dropship with your biggest takeaway from this video. You already know I drop videos every single Friday, so I'm gonna be announcing the winner in the video next week, so make sure you're there. Now, this cheat sheet that I have is a part of the downloadable that I told you guys about at the very beginning of this video. And believe me, if you're new to Facebook ads, this is going to be one that you need. It has every metric that we just added into our columns, what they mean, and what role they play in running your ads. Pretty much everything I'm telling you that you should know is already broken down in here. But let's go ahead and get into it. Let's start off with clicks all. Clicks all is telling you how much that you spent on getting a click on your advertisement. Not a link click, but a click to either watch it, click on your video to play it, or just read more information in your description. Letting you know basically, is your video compelling enough to even get people to watch it? While link clicks are when people actually click on the link to your website or click shop now to visit, which is going to tell you, is your video compelling enough to drive traffic to your store? Next, we have impressions, which is the amount of times that your ads have been seen, while reach is the number of times that your ad has reached one single person. So you might have reach as being 1 and your impressions being 3 because that one person saw your ad 3 different times. Next, we have video average play time, which is going to tell you how long somebody is actually watching your video. The longer they watch your video, the more compelling and high quality your video is, which you need to know as an advertiser. Next, we have the big 3 rankings: quality ranking, engagement rate ranking, and conversion rate ranking. All of these together are going to explain to you how well your ad is versus other people who are competing in the same industry with the same type of product. And these rankings are all things that came out after the iOS 14 update and are very, very important for you to understand how well is your bid out there in the audience. Now we have the breakdowns of all the different costs that go behind this. We'll start off with cost per click, which is just going to give you the average cost that you're paying to get a click on your advertisement. Cost per link click is going to tell you how much it's costing for somebody to actually click on shop now. Next, we have CPMs, or cost per 1,000 impressions. And this just explains as an advertiser how much you're willing to pay to get 1,000 impressions. So with this, you want to see this as low as possible, anywhere between $9 and $16. Because if your CPMs are very expensive, you know it's going to be very difficult for you to even get people to see your ad in the first place. Next, we have click-through rate. And this is going to break down the percentage of people who saw your ad versus the percentage of people who actually clicked on it. So the lower the click-through rate, the worse your ad is. And the last thing I want to mention is the ROAS, which stands for return on ad spend. Now, as an advertiser who's looking to make money, which I already know that all you are, we need to make sure we understand what is the return on investment we're getting. And that's exactly what this is going to do for you, which is going to give you the total return on ad spend versus the money that you have coming in. So the higher the ROAS, the more profit back in your pocket. Now look, I already know that we just covered a ton, and I hope that you were taking notes. But if not, I do have this video section so that you can go back and watch whatever you need. And don't forget that I'll be dropping this KPI understanding sheet as well as my downloadable as soon as this video reaches 2,000 likes. So do me a favor and keep smashing that like button. And believe me, I know that this information can be a lot, but that's why my team and I are here to support you along the way through my one-on-one mentoring. We've been able to assist people and businesses from all experience levels really start driving sales by taking the time to individually teach you these strategies, help you fully understand them, and give you the confidence to do this time and time again. So if getting on the right path and learning with us is something that you're interested in, make sure you click on the link down below in my description and apply for my one-on-one mentoring to get on a free discovery call today. Now, we have the backend set up, and you're on the verge of running your ads. But truthfully, we cannot talk about running ads without talking about the ads that you're actually going to be running. Simply put, a great ad strategy cannot generate you the results that you're looking for if you're using this strategy with poor ads. This is all a system, and you have to make sure that each part of the system is doing what it needs to be doing in order to get the end result that you want, which is money in your pockets. So if you don't want to pass up on the extra cash, let's talk about how you can make sure that the ads that you have are helping the system move along. Not reinventing the wheel is something I stand firm on when it comes to what you're selling and how you're selling it. You always want to look for what is currently working or what has already worked in the past and just make it better. And that stands true for the type of ads that you're running too. Don't be afraid to do a little competitive analysis to figure out what is working for your competition and what you feel you could improve on. Anytime I'm looking for my competition, I like to use a product research app called Mania, and here's why. If I search a product that I'm selling right on Mania, they will do an entire analysis of the best ads that are working for that product on the market and which ones are driving the most sales. This is insane information to have that's really going to help you put a step ahead of your competition. So for example, if I click into this product and then click the website link right here at the top of the page, it literally shows you a section that shows me the most engaging promotions. And I love it because it breaks it all up. It shows you which ones are performing the best on Facebook versus which ones are performing the best on TikTok. Now that you have all of these different advertisements that are working on the market right now it's time to analyze them and make sure that when you get your ads made, they're using what's working in these ads, but adding something to just make it a little bit better. And I wish I could tell you what that something is, but it's going to be different every single time. But what I can do is tell you what makes a great advertisement so that you can figure out what that something is every single time. There's going to be 4 main things that you're looking for in a great advertisement. Starting off with number 1, the first 3 seconds need to catch your attention. You always want the first 3 seconds to have some sort of attention grabbing aspect that will make the viewer continue to keep watching. If it's slow or not attention grabbing, they will continue to scroll. Secondly, the ad has compelling copy on it. The features and benefits that are being highlighted with this product need to be promoted in the text of the video, so that customers can have an understanding of what the product can do for them, which convinces them to come to your store. Thirdly is that the ad needs to have high quality visuals. Believe me, when I say that low quality content is not going to get you very far. You want to make sure that your viewers can clearly see the product and every single thing that it has to offer. And fourth and lastly, the ad needs to have a very strong call to action. Out of all of these, this is very important. Viewers have to be guided on where you want them to go. Otherwise, they will continue to keep scrolling. But if you do give them a strong call to action, you're enticing them to come see what you have to offer. With these things in mind, that's where you're able to watch the videos of your competitors selling the product and build out what I call a pro and cons list. This is so that the video editors that you're using know exactly what you're looking for in the final product. And here's an example of one that I made for a product that I was selling to send over to my editors at Dropship Media. So the first thing I liked about this is that it had professional looking text. So you didn't see a bunch of different colors, you didn't see a bunch of different fonts. It was very congruent and professional. Now, remember how I said the first 3 seconds are important? Look at theirs. The first 3 seconds caught my attention and told me exactly what this product is going to do for me. And think if I didn't watch anything else in this video, I still know what this product is going to do for me just from watching those first couple seconds. Then I really love how they keep highlighting different features and benefits, so I know all the value that the product is going to give. Like it perfectly aligns with your neck and spine. It's precisely designed to maintain your neck and its natural curve, increase airflow to your lungs, minimize snoring, and give you overall a better sleep. Again, these features and benefits will go a long way, and that's what's going to make customers feel like they need the product and not just want it. Then I love how they're comparing and contrasting them versus everybody else in the market, saying unlike traditional and potential harmful pillows, our pillow is the solution to the problems that you have. I love how once I go through the video, I can see their watermark so no one else can basically steal what they have. And obviously it just looks professional. But what I really love is their marketing angle and their call to action. by saying you can finally wake up 100% pain-free or your money back. Then with the next clip, giving the offer and telling them where to go. Experience the sleep revolution, 30 nights trial, 50% off today. Go ahead and click on shop now down below. So these are all pros that I really love about this competitor's ad, and this is what I send over to my video editors. But I don't stop there because I also do the cons. Now, one thing I don't really like about their videos is that they're pretty repetitive. They say the same thing over and over and over again, where you can just eliminate that, just saying it one time, but just making sure the message is clear. Also, I see the video is about 38 seconds. I personally like my videos being anywhere between 25 and 35 seconds, so I think this is just a little too long. As you can see, the ad doesn't have the best ratio. As you see, there's black space on both sides of the video. I don't really like that either. They are offering free shipping. If you're going to have a great deal like that, put it inside your ad. They didn't do that either. And one thing I always love doing, so you can wipe out your competitors and do it as well, is read the comment section. So inside the comment section, people are asking all the time, what is the material made out of? So to get customers to trust me and to buy from me, I'm gonna answer all their questions right inside my ad. So because I'm gonna give them all the information they need and make them confident in what they're buying, they're gonna buy through me over anyone else. Now, no one is asking you to be extremely creative when it comes to making your pro and cons list. I'm telling you right now, do not overthink it. Try to think like the shopper and different things that would convince you to buy the product that you're selling, while of course taking into account what's already working. Then once you get this full list together, you can head over to Dropship Media and buy your package of videos for $10 off with the code ALEXCODE10. They have a pretty quick turnaround, so once you do get those ads back, you're officially ready to get into some testing. That first test that you're gonna do is what I like to call creative testing. Creative testing is going to put all that work that you just put in to find competition, create pros and cons lists, and get your videos created to test, all for a reason. Because with creative testing, this is where you're able to actually test out the different ads that you have against each other at a very low cost in order to see which one is going to give you the best result on the market. I never, and I mean I never skip creative testing, and neither should you. The first mistake that you can make as a beginner to dropshipping or a business new to Facebook ads is spending money unnecessarily. So let me show you exactly how to avoid doing that. To set up your creative testing campaign, you're gonna come back over here to your ads manager. You're gonna come over here and click on create, come down over here to sales, and then click continue. Then click on manual sales campaign and click continue. And we're gonna name this creative testing campaign. Now you don't need to change anything on this screen right here, so we're just gonna go to the ad set level. And we're just gonna name this video 1, thumbnail 1. Now as we scroll down, we wanna make sure that we select our pixel, conversion event, we wanna do purchase, and then you wanna do daily budget of $20. And no, you're not gonna spend the full $20, but be patient. We're gonna set this up at the following night at midnight. Come down over here, locations. We're gonna do the top 5 countries: United States, United Kingdom, Australia, Canada, and New Zealand. Once you have all that set up, you'll scroll down over here to age, and you'll do 21 through 65. Detail targeting, we're gonna keep this completely blank. And then you wanna go ahead and do advantage placements. Now here on the actual ad level, we're gonna name this the same thing, video 1, thumbnail 1. We're gonna do creative source as manual upload, format, single image or video. And then right here is where we're gonna add our finished media that we either got from Dropship Media or wherever you guys decided to go. Now right here, this is where you're gonna enter the primary text, the headline, and the description. I do recommend basically already using whatever's working in the market, just changing it up just a little bit. Again, I'm not a copywriter, neither are you, so I just wanna make sure I'm not reinventing the wheel here. Now as we scroll down, we wanna do call to action, we wanna do shop now. Website URL, this is going to be the landing page of the product that you're selling, not your homepage. And just like I showed you at the very beginning of this video, right here is where you're gonna go ahead and set up your UTMs, and this is very, very important, so please do not skip that step. Now after doing that, we're gonna go ahead and click on these 3 dots, which is the action menu, click duplicate, and then click twice. Now the only thing we're gonna do right here is just change the thumbnail, do not change the video. So we're gonna name this one video 1, thumbnail 2, and then video 1, thumbnail 3. And then right here, this is where you wanna go ahead and upload a different thumbnail than what you already had set up. And to do that, you're just gonna come over here and click on edit media, edit video, thumbnail, manual, and then right here, this is where you want to upload your different professional thumbnails. Either one that you already had made or you made yourself. And if you don't have any made, you can also just take certain clips of the video that you would like to go ahead and have. So again, the text, the description, the headline, the video, none of that's changing, only the thumbnail. And then once you're done with those 3, it should look like this. Video 1, thumbnail 3, video 1, thumbnail 1, video 1, thumbnail 2. Now we want to highlight all 3 of those from the ad set level, and then click on the 3 dots again and click on duplicate. And then for number of copies, you want to do 2. Now to edit edit these quickly, you want to go ahead and click on edit each ad set type. Now, the only thing that we're going to do here is keep everything the same again, but now we're just changing the videos. So now I have video 1 being tested with all these different thumbnails, video 2 being posted with all these different thumbnails, and video 3 being posted with all these different thumbnails. Again, everything else is the same. And when you're done, it should look a little bit something like this. And then you want to go ahead and click on publish. And just like that, you have your creative testing campaign set up. Now, like I said, you're not going to spend the full entire budget when it comes to testing each one of these ads out. You're just doing this so it can spin quicker and give you faster results. So you're just going to let each one of these run to about $5 to $7 each. And once they do that, it's time to put reading your data into practice. I'm going to go ahead and pull up one of my old creative tests so that I can give you a live example of what you should be looking for and how to choose a winner out of the ads that you tested. So as you can see with this creative test, I was testing out all different types of videos. I had 4 different videos for this test. Video 1, 2, 3, and 4. And yes, some ads did better than others, but this is a clear indication of what a winning ad looks like. And of course, you see multiple duplicates of it because the same thing I was doing in that creative testing campaign I just showed you was the same thing I was doing here. So the first thing I'm going to do when I'm looking through any of my creatives is figuring out which one is converting the best on the back end. Now with the back end, again, we already know what that is. That's going to be cost per add to cart, cost per purchase, ROAS, finding out which video is actually converting. So as you see, we have 2 purchases here, 1 purchase here, and another 1 purchase right here. So out of all these different videos right here, I didn't even look at them. Now I'm noticing that this one had 2 purchases. So as I scroll over, I noticed that this is actually bringing me a profitable return on my investment. I'm also noticing that it had a $7 cost per added cart and a $12 cost per checkout initiated. That's all really good signs. And the last thing I'm noticing is that it had a 92-cent cost per link click. And I do want to see this under $1. So out of all these metrics on the back end, this one obviously did the best. So on the front end, we had close to a 2% click-through rate and a $16 CPM, again, hitting all of our metrics. So that was the one that I chose to move forward with. And it's just that simple. Is the video converting? Is the video getting purchases? Is the video getting cheap link clicks to your website? And actually, is it driving you profit or not? And of course, this one was, so that's why I chose that one. Now, if you apply all the things that I just mentioned, you will find a winner with your creatives. And once you do have your winner, it is time to get into the fun stuff, where you need to develop your first cold audience campaign, which is the first building block to scaling. And that's pretty exciting because if you didn't already know, scaling is where the money is made. And I'm gonna be showing you my exact scaling strategies that have helped me hit numbers like this and like this consistently. So make sure that you stay here with me. But let me not get too ahead of myself, because in order to be able to scale effectively, you got to make sure that what you're doing in your cold audience is helping the system continue to keep moving forward. Now, your cold audience is called your cold audience because this is your first time on the market with this type of product. And you're basically trying to introduce yourself to different audiences of people who have different interests, where you're not going to be sure which audiences are going to be interested in buying your product until you start testing. But as you test out within these different interests, you're going to realize that some of your audience is going to react very well to you and add your product to cart and purchase, while others don't really do anything at all. But you have to continue to keep testing interests off the ones that reacted well to you until you have an entire list of interests that are consistent with making you sales. Now, if you are brand new to this and you have no idea what an interest is, you might think that I lost you, but do not get too overwhelmed. I'm about to reel you in and show you step by step exactly what I mean. So with the cold audience interest testing campaign, this is going to be the first campaign after creative testing, like I just mentioned. And what you're going to do is you're going to take that winning video that you just found from your creative testing campaign, and you're going to use that winning video inside this cold interest. And let me go ahead and show you how it's set up. So first thing you're going to do is go ahead and click on create, and you're going to come down over here to sales and then click continue, and then manual sales campaign and then click continue. Now with this, you can either start off with a $50 budget or a $100 budget, and you're either going to have 5 different interests you're going to target or 10 different interests, but that's all based off of your budget. Now for this example, we're going to start off with a $50 cold interest testing campaign. So let's go ahead and get into the setup. So we're going to name this exactly what I just mentioned, cold interest testing campaign. And what we're going to do is we're going to scroll all the way here to the bottom, and we're going to turn on this advantage campaign budget, better known as a CBO. Now for cold interest testing campaigns, you should use a CBO, which stands for campaign budget optimization, over an ABO, which stands for ad set budget optimization. Now the only thing that's different between these two is where you're allocating your budget. Either you're gonna put it on the campaign level and let it spread across whatever's performing the best, which is what a CBO is, or you're gonna put it on the ad set level where you're gonna see that all of them are basically gonna spend the same, but you can't really control the results that are gonna come from that. Enough talk, let's go ahead and get into the exact setup. So like I said, I'm gonna go ahead and set this at a $50 budget. And with $50 budgets, I'm gonna have 5 different interests I'm gonna test out with. So to get to these 5 ad sets, the first thing we're gonna go ahead and do is select our first interest. So here we are on the ad set level, and we're not gonna name it yet. What we're gonna do is we're gonna scroll down, we're gonna select our pixel again. We're gonna go ahead and do conversion event, we're gonna do purchase. because we want to make purchases. We're going to set up at midnight the following night. Then we're going to come over here to ad set spending limits, go to daily minimum, and put $5. And I'll explain exactly what that means here in a second. As we scroll down, we want to come over here to locations. We want to do the top 5 countries, just like I mentioned earlier. Age, we're going to go ahead and do 21 through 65. And now right here with detailed targeting, this is where we're going to go ahead and select our first interest. But right here, this is when you need to just think like the consumer. If you were to go ahead and buy a dog harness, you might target something like Petco. If you try to sell something like a back stretcher, you might target somebody who's in yoga. But the synopsis of what I'm trying to say is you want to target people who would obviously buy the product that you're selling. And say you don't know what interest you should target. Well, use AI to your advantage. I'm selling a back stretcher. What interests or demographics should I target with my Facebook ads? As you can see, it's gonna spit me out all types of different angles that I can go with. From people in fitness, manual laborers, office workers, pregnant women, the list goes on and on and on, but this is what I could start off with. So let's just type in fitness, for example. And I'm gonna select this one right here called Anytime Fitness. And as you can see, it's gonna spit me out an audience size of 63 million to 74 million. And you always wanna see this being above 5 million or more, and really 50 million and up is really the sweet spot. Now that you have your interest in here, you want to go ahead and click on copy, and you want to go ahead and name the ad set right after that so you know exactly what's driving your purchases. Again, rewind this video because when I showed you how the UTM set up, once you go to Shopify, you can literally see did Anytime Fitness get you a purchase or not. So it's very, very, very important that you name every single ad set after exactly what you're targeting. Now after that, we want to continue to keep scrolling down. We want to do advantage placements, come to the ad level, and this is where you're going to put the winning video or the winning creative that you just found from your creative testing campaign. Now after that, because our budget is $50 and we want 5 different interests, we're going to go ahead and duplicate this 4 more times. So I'm gonna come over here, click on duplicate, and then click on 4. Now the only thing I'm gonna do here is just test out a different interest. So because office was one of the actual examples that showed up, let's go ahead and target home office. So now I'm gonna go ahead and copy it and paste it so I can name my ad set right after it. And as you guys are seeing, I'm only using 1 interest in every single ad set, so I never have skewed data and I know exactly what's driving me conversions. And now I'm just gonna go ahead and fill in the rest of these real quick. All right, so now we have this entire thing set up, and as you can see, I have a $50 CBO. Now I have 5 interests that I'm targeting, with my 1 winning creative going to each and every single one of them, all with a $5 minimum spend. So let me go ahead and break that down and why that's important now. So with this $5 minimum spend being across all 5 different ad sets, you know no matter what, it's going to spend $25. But remember, the campaign's at $50. So that means that that other $25 of this campaign is going to be spread out across my best performing interest. So maybe the best one will spend $15 and other ones might only spend $7 or $8, but that's how Facebook is going to do the work for you and drive more money back in your pocket. And then when you're done with that, you're just gonna go ahead and click on publish. And just like that, if you followed along with me, your ads are gonna be running tomorrow. And if my bet holds up, you'll be having your first sale in no time, if you haven't already got your first sale in your creative testing. And that first sale can be beyond exciting. I mean, I remember the feeling when I first got a notification from Shopify on my phone that I made that first sale. I mean, you guys know that sound. I mean, I couldn't even believe it. Like, this actually works. But then came the question that I'm sure many of you have run into. I got a sale, but what do I even do now? Well, I want you to remember that while we were setting up our cold audience campaign, that the entire point for this campaign was to find interest that we can scale. But in order to do that, you have to make sure that your cold audience is giving you the results so that you even understand which interests are actually working for you. This comes with understanding your data and knowing exactly when and what to cut if something isn't producing the results that you need it to. And I personally use and I give out this KPI chart or key performance metric chart to all my students so that they know exactly when it's time to turn an asset off or when just to continue to keep letting it run. And as you can see, I'm able to plug in exactly what my product cost was, with shipping included, along with what I'm selling it for with any fees that are coming with selling the product. Then once I plug those numbers in, it's going to give me a breakdown of literally everything that you could need to know in order to make sure that your ads are performing at the highest level for you. All the way from your break-even cost per purchase, break-even ROAS, break-even cost per ad to cart, it's gonna give it all. So you're in a position where you know exactly what you're willing to let your ads spend in order to get your first purchase, second purchase, and forward in order to continue to stay profitable. Along with that, like I said, you're gonna find out what you're willing to spend before you get that first purchase to get added carts, initiate checkouts, and what return on ad spend that you should be looking for. When I say everything that you need, I mean it. And it's key information to have while running ads, because this is what helps you stay away from what I like to call emotional spending. It's just so easy to see 9 purchases on an ad set and feel like you should keep it spending because it's getting purchases for you. But if your KPIs and data are telling you that the 9 purchases aren't giving you the ROAS that you should be looking for, then you know that you have to cut it off. While running your ads, it's always important to remember that it's always data over emotions. It does not matter what you think is working. It matters what you're being shown is working, period. For example, you can see that my cost per purchase on this product was $19.47. And you can also see I was supposed to get my third purchase by $58.42. So you can see that this ad set was turned off because it spent $63, it had 2 purchases, and although it was getting me some money, it wasn't bringing me profit. So that's exactly why this was turned off. This is why I always focus on data over my emotions, because if it was up to me, I got purchases. I would love to see this keep going. But at the end of the day, as a company, as a business, I'm not making money and I have to cut those ties. And once you get reading your KPIs and data down to a pack, you're really gonna see some progress in how your cold audience campaigns perform, because more money is gonna be allotted towards the best performing ad sets that are working for you, and less money is gonna be spent on the ones that are not. So once you continue to keep doing this and you see an ad set that has an interest that's giving you results like this, where you're seeing multiple purchases, profitable ROAS, and you know that you're making profit, that's when it's time to have some real fun and really start taking advantage of the money that can be made with scaling. Now, there are 2 types of scaling methods that I love to do: horizontal and vertical. Horizontal is where I'm adding more interest based off the interest that is showing to work for me and keeping the budget pretty much the same. Where vertical scaling is where I'm using an interest that has proven to work and pushing more money into it in its own campaign. Let me go ahead and show you / tell you exactly what I mean. If you have an ad set that has an interest that has 3 or more purchases with a positive ROAS on it, then what I do is I like to horizontally scale off of that same exact interest to find more things that could potentially work for me. So because hiking trails was doing so well, what I did inside this campaign is I clicked on duplicate, and then I clicked on copies, and I went and clicked on 5. And then duplicate again. And just to reiterate, this is how I'm constantly supplementing more interest to find more winners, but you have to continue to keep cutting the things that are not working to do this. Now, like I said, this is horizontally scaling, so I'm gonna try to find more things that are similar to this. So what I'm gonna go ahead and do is go to the ad set level, and I'm gonna come down here over here and click on suggestions. And I'm gonna take suggestions off of the same things that are already working. So if it's hiking trails, I'm gonna try hiking equipment. Then I'm gonna take hiking trails right out of this, I'm gonna copy this, and I'm gonna rename my ad set after that. Then I'm gonna go to the next ad set, and I'm gonna do the next thing, which might be camping. Take hiking trails out, copy it, and replace it again. And I'm gonna keep doing this over and over and over again until I find out a mass amount of audiences and interests that I know are gonna work for me. I just wanna reiterate that absolutely nothing is changing on these when it comes to the budget or how they're set up. The only thing that's changing is the interest. You want to continue to keep doing this so you can build up as much data as possible so you can scale hard and scale fast. Now, at the exact same time that the horizontal scaling is happening, there is a possibility that you might be ready to get some vertical scaling going right at the same time. So as you can see on this campaign, this ad set got me 9 purchases. And you want to know why I say 9 purchases, but you really only see 8? It's because my UTMs told me the right number. But with that being said, this was giving me 2 times my initial investment from what I'm spending on my ads. So not only did I horizontally scale off of this to find more interest that could bring me even more money, I was also adding more of a budget to this because I was already realizing that this was bringing me the highest return. So in order to do that, I just clicked on duplicate, clicked new campaign, named it right after the same interest, and then I just duplicated it 10 times at $10 each. So this is a little bit of what it looks like when it was set up. Again, I duplicated this into a new campaign by itself, 10 interests all going towards the same winning audience, which was hiking trails. And as you can see, while doing that, I was able to find multiple ad sets that were able to bring me close to 2, 3, even close to 4 times my investment. And I was just letting this run every couple days. And then once these things were working really well, I would then duplicate it another times at $20. And if some of those did really well, I would duplicate it again at 50, and then at 100, and then 500 into 1,000. Just so I can continue to keep building data faster, doubling down on what's working, and getting more profit. Now, at the same time that all of this is happening, it's very important that you still stick to your KPIs and continue cutting the ad sets that are not working for you so you're not spending money on ads that are not working at all. And again, with this campaign, you can see I was following those rules. Not every one of these ad sets worked, so I just turned them off. Now, like I said, because you're pushing more money into your campaigns, it should be collecting the data that you need pretty quickly so you can get into what I call lookalikes. For those of you who do not know, a lookalike is a Facebook segmentation tool that allows you to build specific audiences that allow your ads to reach new people who are likely to be interested in your business because they share similar characteristics to your already existing customers. This is a major step in your advertising journey because you're no longer guessing who wants your product. Now are going to be advertising directly to ideal customer bases because you've already built up enough data to do that. And my first lookalike that I love populating is my 95/75% video views. And I love starting this once I hit around 5,000 video views. And once you create this first audience, you're just gonna go down the line of every other action that someone's taking. So you'll create custom audiences off of website visitors, add to cart, checkouts initiated, purchases, and so on and so forth. But I'm gonna go ahead and show you how to go ahead and set this up. So what you're gonna do is hover over here to the left and you're gonna go to audiences. You're gonna go ahead and click on create an audience and then custom audience. And then click on video and then next. Here, you wanna go ahead and click on people who've watched at least 95% of your video and people who've watched at least 75% of your video. And you wanna make sure you're choosing the exact same video. And again, you wanna see this 3-second video views to be over 5,000 if you're gonna go ahead and choose it. And then go ahead and choose the same one again. I'm gonna go ahead and turn this to 180 days and I'm gonna name this 75/95% video view in 180 days. And then go ahead and click on create audience. Now what you just created was a custom audience. We have not created a lookalike yet. And the custom audience is a pool of all the people who took the action that you're looking for. But remember, we're trying to find people who are like them. So now it's time to go ahead and create this lookalike. This was that exact same audience that we just created. So now we're gonna go ahead and select that. We're gonna go ahead and click the 3 dots and click create a lookalike. We're gonna come down over here to select audience location and we're gonna go ahead and do United States. And now I want to do the number of lookalike audiences as being 6. Now you really want it to be 10, but you can only do 6 up front. And as you can see, it's going to spit you out 6 different groups of 2.8 million people who are like the people who just took the action that you're tracking. And once you're done, you're going to go ahead and click on create audience. Once you do create that, you want to make sure you come back over here, drag it over back over here to 6 to 7%, and then make the following 4 that you need. So you have everything from 1 all the way to 10%. Now I hope you're keeping up with me. But like I said, I'm gonna go ahead and section out this entire video at the bottom so you can take each step in the system and learn it section by section. Now, once your lookalikes are set up and running, again, you should be using your KPIs to measure their performance. Take your time to go through each campaign that you have set up. Look at your metrics and cut and scale accordingly to your success metrics. The most important thing is to not get overwhelmed. Take it one campaign at a time and think about the fact that each step of running ads is helping you take a step up the ladder to the next step. And the next step is retargeting. But that's just because this is a step that you have enough data for, even while you're just setting up your lookalikes, and is one you want to get to as soon as possible. This is the key to running advertisements. This is what puts your money to use and puts more money into your pocket. The point of retargeting is to bring back absolutely every single person who may have not bought something the first time that they came to your store or interacted with your ad. I mean, just think about it. It's probably happened to all of us at one point. You clicked on an ad that you saw, but you didn't buy. But then you just keep noticing that you just keep seeing ads for this product. There are only so many times that you're gonna pass up on seeing something before you're intrigued or reminded enough and actually go purchase it. So if you're spending money on advertisements to bring customers to your store, but they aren't buying, you'll be able to circle back and get these customers because you've already spent the money and collected the data. So now you can use that to try to get them to purchase from you again. And I break down retargeting in 2 different fields: warm retargeting and hot retargeting. So warm retargeting is every single action that was not taken on your store. So what this means is that they've either watched your video, they went to your Facebook page, they may even went to your Instagram page, but they never actually clicked the shop now button. This is a direct reflection of Facebook's audiences, like 95%, 75% video views, Instagram engagement, Facebook engagement. These are actual audiences that you can make when you're doing warm retargeting. The same way I just showed you guys how to make custom audiences. Now the exact same thing goes for hot retargeting. Hot retargeting is everybody who took an action on your store but did not purchase. So that would be your website visitors, people who added a cart but did not purchase. And you can see the setup of one of my warm retargeting campaigns right here, where again, when you start running these campaigns, the metrics are going to be crazy. I mean, look at this. It had a $2 add to cart and had a 6 ROAS with it. And how I set it up was as easy as this. So I used an ABO campaign, only one single ad set, starting off with a budget of $20 or $30, whatever you choose. And only thing I did was 75% video views, 95% video views, Facebook engagement, and excluded people who purchased. And when I head out of here and I show you my hot retargeting, it's basically the same thing. All I did was just stack up every person who added a cart, initiated checkout, or visited my website and did not purchase. And I only had one ad set here as well, and I'm just stacking up all types of different ads under that. Now throughout your retargeting campaigns, that's where you want to give out a special deal to help incentivize these customers. And pro tip, your retargeting campaigns are a great place to test out new advertisements. This is where you'll want to be testing out testimonial style videos, which are going to help persuade the customer to come back in. I love doing these type of ads because no one can resist a product that's obviously made someone else's life easier or better somehow. It's just human nature to want to buy it yourself and see if it's going to do the same thing. So for warm retargeting, for example, you might add a 10% discount to your headline of the ads that you're running in the warm retargeting campaign. While for hot retargeting, you might want to offer 15 to 20% off with even free shipping to continue to keep pushing these people who took the most advanced action on your store. I just want you to think about it like this. The closer they were to purchasing, the more you want to bring them back. By the time that you're at this point, as long as you're continuing cutting and scaling in an effective way, you should be hitting 4 to 5 figure days consistently. Now, to continue to keep scaling and continue to keep growing and really making some serious money, the next steps is no interest, manual bidding, and breakdown campaigns. And as I've already said throughout this entire video, running ads is just literally all a system. Each step that you're taking should be actively leading you to the next part of the process. And once you successfully understand the complete system, all the way from creative testing to scaling and retargeting, there should be nothing that stops you from doing a rinse and repeat of this cycle to continue to keep creating successful dropshipping stores or e-commerce brands over and over again. But just like everything when it comes to dropshipping, make sure the next time you do repeat it, you do it a little bit better than the last time. Turn that $10,000 store into a $100,000 store, and turn that $100,000 store into a $1 million store. Continue to be a learner and find ways to make your system better every time. Now that you have the foundation that has helped me and my students generate life-changing results, it's your turn to do the same. And I'd love to be a part of your journey. Check out the link in my description for my free success Discord channel. Join it and let me know when you're in there from this video. I can't wait to see what you accomplish. I'll see you all next week. This is AC with Supreme Ecom, and I'm out.
They gon' want a piece when you got it like that. Like Jake said, we gon' spend it, get it right back.